Today I'm going to be talking about compression shorts. As we get started, two things. First one is, this is not a paid endorsement. I'm sharing this because there are things that I use and that I wear when I play pickleball that I find helpful. And so I wanted to pass that information on to you in case you found that helpful. I'll put a link to the product down in the description box below. If you go buy a pair, I don't get compensated. So that's that. Second thing is, no, I'm not going to be modeling today. Compression shorts, I think, are important. I find them useful when I play pickleball. The problem I've encountered is that they don't last very long. That compression goes away pretty quickly. And I've tried every major brand you can think of. If you can think of a famous logo and they have compression shorts, I've probably tried them over the years. So you pay 20, 30, 40 bucks for a pair of these, and maybe they last 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and then the compression really dies off pretty quickly. And so what I bought them for doesn't last very long. These shorts are by McDavid. Try and get a little bit closer here. See if you can see that. Not everything's perfect. These aren't perfect, but they're the best thing I've ever found as far as compression shorts go. So a couple things. One is they're not cheap. They're 50 bucks a pair. On the flip side of that, though, is they last literally forever. I buy 5 or 6 or 7 so I can get through a whole week's worth of laundry and not have to go wash every day. So I have several pair of these that I just rotate out, and they'll easily last a year, where every other brand that I've tried dies after a few weeks, and so I don't get the compression out of them. These compression shorts are kind of made in sections, and so the top part, there's a lot of stitching in here, and the top part material is much different than what's down at the very end. So down at the end, and there's not much, there's like a little triangle here, which kind of compares to other compression shorts, and that compression wears out probably at the same rate as the other shorts. The rest of them, though, are fairly well made, heavy duty. They're like tanks. They don't really wear out. There's a lot of cross stitching in here, which is hard to see on this camera because the stitching is black. And these are mainly made for, well, one for compression, but two for hip flexor support. So as we're playing, and hopefully we're getting low and we're moving and doing all the very athletic things that we need to do while we're playing pickleball, that can stress the hip flexors, and they'll start telling you that they're not very happy after a certain period of time. These are the only shorts that I've seen, that I've found, that address that hip flexor and give you that support while you're playing. And so I noticed that after I started wearing these, I didn't really have all the hip flexor problems that I've had in the past before I found these. Now, as far as hip flexors go, I did a video on this pre-game, pre-playing day stretching that I do. I'll put a link to that in the description box below. Some of those stretches were for the hip flexors, and so that helps as well. Compression on these is really good. So through the waist and the groin area and probably down to the upper thigh. So there's some support for the upper thigh and for the upper hamstring. And so these are really good at that. I've been wearing these probably for the last 2.5 years. I know definitely for over the last 2 years. They last a long time. I literally never play pickleball unless I'm wearing those. Now, these are compression shorts, and they do compress. So if you're not used to that, it may feel a little bit different getting started. But they do what they're supposed to do. They compress where they're supposed to compress. I find that I would wear these all day while I'm playing, and they don't restrict my movement at all. So really good about hip flexor support and not having my hip flexors be tired or worn out at the end of a long day of playing pickleball. And I can move well, so I can get low, I can move any direction that I want to move, and they're not restricting at all. I just find that there's a lot of support as I'm wearing these, and I will literally not play without them. If you're looking for a good pair of compression shorts and you really can't find what you're looking for, give McDavid brand a try. They're a little bit expensive, but like I said, per cost or per wash or per wear, they last a really long time. So actually it evens out. It's actually better or cheaper, less expensive than every other major brand that I've tried, because every other major brand fails pretty quickly, in my opinion. this is the only pair that I found that lasts a long time and do what I want them to do, keep me compressed and give me the support I need. And so go buy a pair, try them out, see what you think.